this video is for you. Budgeting is telling your money where to go and what exactly to do. Tips to overcome the lazy girl era. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of podcast, turning wounds into wisdom. How have you been? Man, I know I owe you an apology. Like, I've not recorded for the past 1 month. If I'm not, 1 month. A lot has been happening in my life behind the camera. I'll share that with you in days to come, not today. But, you know, I sat down and I was like, hey, in as much as a lot is happening, still, you guys are my guys. And the fact that you have subscribed, you guys share my content, you consume my content, you give me feedback. Nicole, like, hey, where you're part of my story, you're part of my life, you're part of my success story and all that. So yeah, nikasema cha tu niache kuwatupa. Anywho's, Friday was my birthday. Woo! Happy birthday to us, to all the April babies who will come across this video. Happy birthday to Teresa, Nicole, Mary, Emmanuel, yeah, Teacher Faith. Happy birthday to the April squad. Yeah, and if at all I've forgotten you, sino baya, I'm in the top list. Anywho's, from the title of today's video, we are talking about how to exit that lazy girl era. Lazy girl era is, you see, the times that you promise yourself, like, I'll do something and then you end up not doing it. Or maybe you have a to-do list zenye hata you do not even remember to look at it. Maybe at the beginning of this year you had a vision board, or maybe you also celebrated a birthday. Ukakuwa na, you know, the goals that you really wanted to achieve, that you want to achieve, alafu tena you are not able to do that. So these are tips. So this video is for you if at all you're struggling with imposter syndrome. And yes, that is the reason as to why, again, I did not record for the past 4 weeks, because ababu, in as much as, let me tell you guys, sitting up mbele ya camera is not a joke. The days you look at yourself, you're like, hey, I'm not like so and so is doing better than me. That is okay, bro. I'm human and I have human feelings. But at the end of the day, I tell myself, everybody's journey is different. My calling is so different from their calling. Yeah, and their win is my win. You get? Yeah. But, so, tips to overcome the lazy girl era. Number 1, so if you see me looking down, I have like, niko na mwax. But yeah, number 1, how to exit your lazy girl era. Number 1 is take an everything shower about everything. Moisturize your skin by taking care of your personal self. Take an everything shower. Take care of yourself. If at all you need like your nails done, you do not really need like gels, you do not need the nail extensions, the fake nails and all that. But the fact that your nails are just short and clean, or long, well kept and clean, that's okay. If at all you don't have the money to put on braids, you don't have the money to buy good wigs, imagine just comb your hair naturally, clean, paka tu mafuta, ka smart. In short, take an everything shower. Oga. Yeah, oga is the word. Oga is the street word. Oga, imagine. Wewe oga too. And then create a board, a vision board. And then visualize your life. Where do you want to be? Have a visual. Let me tell you one thing. Have a vision. Where do you want to be? Maybe right now you don't have that job, but where do you want to be when you get that job? Or if at all you don't have that job, what are you doing? The fact that you do not have a job, you might be applying for jobs, fine. That's a very good thing. You might be thinking of starting your own business, fine. And again, you might just be sitting at home because some things are beyond you. It's okay. But what are your thoughts? Where do you see yourself like in 10 years, 50 years? I understand that the Bible says that do not worry about your tomorrow, but at the same time, the Bible says God help those who help themselves. Have a vision. Again, we read, there is a future for me and my hope will not be cut off. But what is that future? Again, we read, do not go to God empty-handed. So in as much as you are praying that, God, I want a good life, what are you doing about a good life? The fact that you do not have a job, have a vision. Have a vision. Know where you stand right now is not where you'll want to be in years to come. There's a time I said, again on this pod, where you sit in your old age shows exactly where you stood as a young person. Where are you standing right now, and where are you seeing? How are you even seeing your life to come? You get? In as much, if at all you're in a relationship, are you seeing like that man as the baby daddy, or are you seeing this man as a father figure? Are you looking at that man as somebody that you will be proud to say that, hey, this is my husband? Is that somebody that you can brag about, ama you're just there because of the moolah, of which it's okay. If that is the vision that you have for yourself, that's okay. I'm not here to judge, but I'm just telling you, have a visionary life. Do not just live, have visuals. Tena, there's this thing that I'm seeing a lot on, especially we're posting a lot, girls. I don't see guys posting about manifestations, soft girl era. So for you to achieve that soft girl era, that is where visualizing comes in. How are you going to achieve that soft girl era if you do not have a clue, or you do not have an idea? You need to see these things. And then there's something that I saw on TikTok. You bill out everything, like order everything that you want and then give God the bill. Start by putting down, start by journaling, start by writing whatever you want in your life, what you want to achieve. You do not necessarily need to have pictures, but you can jot whatever you want, what you will desire. You jot it down and then you tell God, this is what I want with my life. That itself is a vision. And the fact that you do not have, maybe you're still living with your parents and you want to move out someday, hata kama una job, that's a vision. You just write it down, take it to God, order whatever, give God the bill. He can do it for you. Yeah. Have an existing habit. Let me tell you one thing. Successful people have a plan. They have a habit. A good habit. Like, you wake up in the morning, you already know how your day will flow. Yeah, you just do it. You wake up in the morning, and then you cannot easily be manipulated, kwa sababu you already know from the time that I wake up mpaka nilale kuna vitu nafaa kufanya. And then you in a lead mpaka within the week, you already, like throughout the week, you already know what exactly you're going to do with your week, how you're going to spend your weekend, all that. It comes in handy by the, you cannot easily be swayed, because number one, you already know that if I blunder a little bit, this I might go over budget, or I might misbehave, that is, or I might go back to my addiction, of which that is exactly what I'm trying to fit. But the fact that you already have your things planned out, it gives you even an ample time to create space for more things. If you feel like, oh, okay, fine, I have maybe personal time to study, I have time to pray, I have time to calculate my finances, I have time to go out with my friends, and then you realize in the midst of all this planning, you do not even have time for yourself. Bro, the moment that you figure out that I don't have time for myself, that is the moment you'll be like, oh, okay, fine. Also need me time, in as much as I'm giving people space, and the fact that I'm just allowing people and things into my personal space, I also need that personal space for my own self, for my growth. You get? Yeah. And number 3, hydrate. Drink water. Wewe kunywa tu maji. Hata kama wewe ni mtu akakwara ama napenda happy na sherehe and all that, as a girl, I feel like biggest form of detoxification. Okay, fine. The biggest form of detoxification a woman can have is hydrating. Bro, just drink water. Ukitwanga hizo sherehe, umechase whatever umechase na whatever something, we kunywa maji kwa sababu in as much as uko na skin routine and all that, lakini water comes in handy. Water comes through. Drinking water has so many benefits. You have a clear skin. And then you remove that foul smell from whatever places you get. Hey, even your set becomes not so stinky. Yeah, your set does not stink. Inanukia maji. If you know, you know. And then move your body, exercise, eat healthy, drink water. Aki, by this point ya maji nimerudia, but drink water, exercise, and eat healthy. Yeah, and practice good things. Time management. Use tools like calendars, reminders, have a to-do list. And then this is where we go back again to square one, where we said, not necessarily square one, but the point that I just came from is, there's something that I said, habit staking. Have a habit. Let me tell you, rich people have habits, by the way. Rich people cannot be easily manipulated, because I know, this is not my habit, so I'm not doing. Have a habit. Have a to-do list. Know exactly what you want to do. Visualize things. Yeah. Learn time management. But if somebody tells you to, Okay, fine. I hope my friends won't see this one. Please, if somebody tells you to be there at 3 p.m., at least be there at least by 2:50. Not have the mentality of anytime you're Africa. Time and tides waits for no man. Yeah. So learn those skills. Manage your time wisely. Be there for yourself. Yeah. Use calendars, reminders, alafu tena jot down things. And another way to overcome lazy girl era is just do it. Do whatever you want to do. There's something that I was watching on YouTube the other day, and this lady was saying, unaona venye kama say I was saying I did not record for the past 1 month kwa sababu a lot is happening in my life behind closed doors. Plus I feel like at the same time nilikuwa na imposter syndrome. Let me tell you, if you're a creator, you know there are days you feel like I'm not good enough, somebody else is doing better than you, of which to have those feelings is so okay and normal. But at the same time, I tell myself, in as much as I want to grow in the space of content creation and all that, what I can just do is to take my camera, record, and tell people, invite people into my space, and we record with them. That is the least that I can do, and at least try to promote my videos in various social media platforms. But the rest is beyond me. The rest, I depend on the mercy and the providence of God. We read in the book of 2 Corinthians, is it first or second? It says, Apollos watered, but God made the growth. But God made the growth. So sis, you just do it. If it's that business that you want to start, imagine where we answer to. Don't worry about customers, clientele, and if at all you want to be a content creator, there's something that we call niche or the target audience. Trust you me, hizi vitu zingine zote zitakuja mbele. You just do it. The grace of God will find you along the way. You get, so today you are at 10 subscribers, man. You'll mark them there at 10 subscribers, but sometimes you'll wake up uko 150 because the grace of God comes through as you doing whatever you're doing. Plus the wisdom of God will guide you. What you want to do, or the people that you want to target, or the niche that you want to settle for, the wisdom of God will lead you there. So as of now, just do it. Yeah. And finally, take care of your personal finance. As a girl that you do not have a family, or maybe you're still solo living, or you're still living with your parents' house, and you have a source of income, bro, stock up. Especially vile sahi huna responsibilities za mtoi, huna like responsibilities maybe tu ni kulipa rent yako, maybe black tax and something like that, maybe credit, and to look good. Stock up, have money. You see the lifestyle that we're seeing on camera. You see the lifestyle that we're seeing on camera. Please, may that lifestyle be reflected on your accounts. Ile time yenye kitakuramba, at least you'll know, like maybe you'll get a job termination, or you'll resign, or vitu tu zita happen, and life has to happen either way. At least you will know. I'll not go to social media asking for money. If that happens to you, I have no problem, because I mean life is so different. But at the same time, my point is, have money. Order what you can pay for. You get, just have money. And I feel like the basic rule for financing is budgeting. Budgeting is telling your money where to go and what exactly to do. And let me I think nataka kuingia kwa hiyo space ya financial literacy, because I feel like I've grown so much. Financial literacy skills is something that you need to know as a girl. How to exit your lazy girl era is to understand that in as much as I want to be taken care by a certain guy, in as much as I want to be pampered by whoever, in as much as I want my boyfriend to buy me something, you'll also understand that it's even sexier if you have money. You're not just with this guy because he has money, because he pays your rent. You're with him because of, it's either you're in love or you're in love. You get, not because that he has more money. Because if at all you break up right now, you can still take care of yourself without necessarily depending on him. I understand that it hits so different to be taken care of, but it's so sexy, it's adorable, it's lovely when you are taking care of yourself. Take care of yourself before somebody else takes care of you. You understand? So have a plan, like learn financial literacy. There are a lot of people who talk about financial growth and financial literacy for free. Learn basic budgeting rules, like 50-30-20. 50% of your salary belongs to your mandatory bills. 30% of your salary is for financial goals and investments, and 20% of your salary is for other things. Remember, your friend's baby shower is not an emergency. You have to plan and budget for it. You understand? Yeah, emphasize on the financial self-care. By the way, I think, let me not say it so that you can watch my next video. Even if I'll be alone, well, I had a guest. I don't need to explain that. as we talk about the 50-30 budgeting rule, so let me just have a breakdown for you. The 50%, the 30%, and the 20%. Hey, the Kikuyu in me. So the 50% is mandatory bills. So okay, fine, your salary is 100%, you get. So how do you break it down? 50% is mandatory bills. Those are the needs, like things that you cannot live without. And number one, tithe. 10% of whatever you earn belongs to God. Give to God without stealing and he will bless you immensely. So 10% belongs to God. Number two, rent. I'm a housing. So a third percent of your salary should go. Your rent should not exceed a third of your salary. So kama tuseme una earn 30,000. Tuseme una earn 30,000. So a third of that is 10,000. Yeah. Wait. A third of that is 10,000. Your house should not exceed 10,000. Ukipita 10,000, just know you're living way above your means. Yeah. So to be on the safe side, tafuta nyumba iko 10, 9 kuteremka chini. And then number two, utilities. Maybe your transport from your house to your workplace, shopping yako, what else? Electricity, credit, alafu bado M-Pesa. If at all you're using M-Pesa, put all the transactions, like una withdraw how much, calculate those transactions, alafu you list them down, kwa sababu hizo ni part of your mandatory bills, bro. Yeah, you have to pay. Alafu number three, insurance. If at all maybe you have a car insurance, you have like a life insurance cover that you have to pay, NHIF, NSSF, that is part of your mandatory bills. Groceries, I think I've mentioned that. Healthcare is part of NHIF. And maybe if at all you have a personal cover. Transport from your house to whatever you work, maybe bado kama uko shule. Alafu from maybe your house to church, your house to the market, your house to your friend's house that you see the most. That should be part of the mandatory bills. Alafu number three, alafu the last thing in the personal, in the 50% is a black tax. So black tax basically is the money that you send home. That should be part of your budget. And I feel like to overcome this black tax thing, the best way to go about it is communication. Communicate with your parents that per month, this is the amount of money that I can give. So that even them, they have to understand that in as much as you are earning and you're solo living and all that, you have a life to live. You have a future to save up for. There is financial things that financial goals that you want to achieve. The best way to go about black tax is communication. I will not tell you not to send money home because your parents are toxic. Neither will I tell you I will not tell you not to send money home because your parents are toxic or you don't want to take care of your siblings or relatives. At the same time, I will not tell you to send money home because those are your parents, because I do not know the story behind neither do I know the relationship that you have with your parents. But this is what I'll tell you: communicate. Yeah. And then the 30% is wants. No, the 30% is financial goals. So maybe you're saving in a money market fund. Maybe there are bonds that you want to buy. There are stocks that you want. Maybe you're saving. Maybe you want to invest in the treasury bills and treasury bonds. That comes to the 30%. Remember, 30%, especially if you're a young girl and you do not have money. You do not have big responsibilities. Like you don't have a child. You don't have a big house to pay rent for. You don't have school fees. Stock up. Have your own money. You see the lifestyle that you're seeing, you're posting on social media, the tour that you are giving us. That tour tunafaa tuione bado uko kwa bank account, such that even if God forbid you lose your job ama you quit or something happens, you can still sustain that lifestyle that you're seeing on social media na savings zako. You understand? Yeah. Without necessarily you breaking the bank or something. Alafu number 3. Again, bado on the financial goals, maybe you want to retire by 45 or 35 and all that. So have a separate account. I think I will do elaboration of the financial goals in another video. So this one I'm just skimming through everything. So 50% we have said is needs, things that you cannot live without. 30% if you are not like in a serious relationship or you do not have a child, use the 30 as your financial goals. And then 20 ni others. 20%, though, this is where your Netflix should come in. I did not mention that maybe you have internet connection. You and I for the first 50 because that's a mandatory. Plus, bro, go for the cheapest as of now. I know you guys don't come after me because of the scarcity and the abundance mentality, but this is what I'll tell you. If you cannot pay for something twice or thrice, you cannot afford it. So if I told you the first month you're paying for your internet like comfortably, you do not have any you don't have any struggles paying for your internet connection, alafu the second month uko like kidogo cha tu nilipe, alafu the third month you're honestly struggling to meet up to pay your internet connection, you cannot afford the internet connection. You can't. So there's a difference between paying for something and affording it. So right now let's assume nitengeneze nails, alafu okay fine, my nails are done, and then nails zinaanzanga kuchip after 2 weeks. Unaona nails zangu zime overgrow, I need to have another set. So for me to get another set goes for, let's say, 1,000 ama less than 1,000. So for the first 2 weeks, for the first 1 month, I'll pay for my set of nails comfortably, because I'll be like, I'm a soft girl era, I have to look good and all that. But the second month I realized that easy nails kidogo I cannot afford. The fact that you paid for the first month comfortably does not mean ati you can afford. You can pay for it, but the second, the third month you have not paid. I mean, the second, the third month you feel like these nails zinakuwa kama burden, honey, you cannot afford it. Stop. You do not necessarily need to do your nails because Vero's nails are done. You do not necessarily need to have a new set of earrings every day because Vero has a new set of earrings. You do not know where I'm sourcing my money from. And I feel like as a girl who is coming from her lazy girl era and you really want to upskill yourself, we talked about having a routine. And if at all depending on a man for money is not part of your routine, then don't do it. Yeah, you're still looking good. In fact, being natural is better. You don't even know whether I do my own nails myself. Hata mjui kama ni cutex ya white. Mimi niko tu hapa nakupatia pressure. But anywho, if you cannot pay for something twice or thrice, you can't afford it. Period. Come after me. I've said that. And then 20% also is amusement. Najua kuna concerts zinaendangwa, watu wanatoa milioni za pesa. Bro, amusement is not an emergency. The fact that kuna concert mahali and you did not budget for it, it's not an emergency. You need to budget for it. You get? And that comes as a 20% after you have paid your mandatory bills, after you have set money aside for your savings. So the money that remains, hiyo pesa yenye imebaki nayo after kufanya kenye unafaa kufanya, hiyo ndio unafaa utumie kama amusement. You get? Yeah. Also, eating out is part of all these ones. You see the way these things, by the tunajiakia tu mizigo zenye hatuwezani. You dining out with your friends, going for that squad and you did not budget for it, that is a burden to you. If you cannot pay for something twice, you can't afford it, period. All this is part of other plus subscription. So your Netflix is not an emergency, bro. If you do not pay your rent, utafungiwa nyumba, ukweli uongo. But if you do not pay your Netflix subscription, hakuna kitu itakuhapenia. You will still live. At least you have a roof under your head and you have eaten. So I don't know whether Wi-Fi should come also as part of the wants. These are things that you can live without, not unless you can afford it. Yeah. And finally, so before I close up, you see the 50 and the 20 can swipe up. You can swipe the 50 and the 20. I mean the 20 and the 30. So if at all maybe you have a family, you have a child, when you unalipia school fees, maybe uko tu na other reasons, maybe ni emergency, ama you need to go to the hospital, ama there's something big that you want to do for your parents or something, you can swipe up the 20% to go to the 30%. So 20% of whatever you're earning can go to your financial goals and 30% can go to the others. That is if you have maybe an emergency, ama there's something that you're trying to do for yourself, there's a big thing like going back to school, you understand? So you can swipe up those, yeah. 3. And I feel like I will do an elaborate video on budgeting on my YouTube channel. Yeah, please subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. I'll do an elaborate. This one we're just skimming through because I felt like I needed to emphasize it and I needed to stress it after the lazy girl era video. So yeah, till next time, do have yourselves a lovely weekend. Tell a friend to tell a friend and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anywho's, tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you so much for the subscribers, for the following pale kwa Instagram. Here are my platforms, also on TikTok. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And yeah, do have yourselves a lovely week. See you next Friday. And I'm so sorry for not posting anything for the last 4 weeks. Don't worry, we are overcoming our lazy girl era. So till next time, do have yourself a blessed week. Kwaheri.